Yeah, okay there, Mike. W5 CFT G0 NHO. Okay, pal. Thanks for the chat, and you look after yourself and be safe there. And happy playing radio. Before I go though, people over here say that the D-Star modes and whether it's not it's not proper radio, but I quite differ because I'm transmitting on the radio to my hotspot, which is also a transceiver. It's going on the internet. You're receiving it on your end with the help of the internet, and obviously your Zoom spot is a transceiver, and you've got your 5100, which is also a transceiver. So just a connection, really. It's just the internet business in between. That's all it is. You know, to help the signal along. That's in my opinion. You know, so, but the D-Star, the modes, the D-Star modes and whatever, is ideal for people. I was talking to a station over in the States here, in the States, and he'd have to move out of his home and he had to move into care. Not because of dementia or anything like that. It was a physical thing or whatever. And he had to get rid of all his stuff. Basically, his antennas and, you know, well, you can't, you know, this, that, and the other. Thought his amateur radio life had died. His hobby had gone, you know, until somebody mentioned D-Star to him, you know, and talking all over the world, these digital modes that we're on now at the moment. And suddenly his amateur his radio life basically is having to come back to him, back to life, you know. So it's ideal where people are in care, in residential care, where they can't put big antennas up and they can't go on HF, but they can still communicate around the world. But they've got internet and they've got the hotspot, you know, the invention of the hotspot and the radio. It's all you need really. It is a mobile radio plugged into the road, isn't it? You know, plug it into a dummy load or whatever, and you got your hotspot there, and you're laughing.
I agree with you, Paul, 100%. I think, you know, you start off in the radio, you go through the net, you end up on the radio. So to me, that's radio. If nothing else. So I concur with you 100% that we are still hams working on the radios, even though we do the internet in between the two radios. Just like I guess we use on the HF, we use the air between the two radios when we send a transmission or a signal out that way. So, yeah, I agree 100%, Colin. And you have a good day, and it was a great conversation with you. I enjoyed it very much, and I'll go ahead and let you final. Over.
Yeah, okay there, Mike. 7-3. Thanks for the chat. And you take care. From Golf Sierra November Hotel Oscar, going to QRT.
Not linked. Alaska conference, and we're also on the Do Drop In conference. By the way, Graham, my apology for running up to the beginning of your net earlier. I was on the Alaska conference, and it's connected to this net as well. So I did not mean to run into the beginning of your net, my friend. We just got a lot of cross connections. Sometimes it's hard to keep them all straight. All right, back to you again, GM0UUB and MM7H2S. This is KI7 PKO.
KI7 PKL, Rock and Roy. Well, thank you so much, sir, and no apologies required. No, these things happen, goodness me, and actually for the last few weeks, there's been some really good conversations going on, some good QSOs happening on Freestar or the connections up to the start of our Friday night, up to 9 p.m. here in the UK time. And I just didn't want to interrupt them. There were some really good conversations going on. And eventually I just had to, as we approached and as we hit 9 p.m., I just had to go in and say, hey guys, we're going to start tonight soon. I know, it's great. That's what amateur radio is all about. Communication, getting people together and speaking. That's no big shake whatsoever. So absolutely wonderful. So no, good to have you out there, Roy, and thank you again for everything you do, and thanks for the information about the Alaska Morning Net. Always a great place to go every day of the week, folks. So good stuff. So with that, we'll say 7-3 to Roy. Roy, you have yourself a wonderful weekend. It's pouring with rain here. There'll be no point in putting the telescope out in the garden this night, that's for sure. It's a terrible night, so it is. But never mind. With that, we're going to move on to Alpha Bravo 5, Whiskey X-Ray. And that's our friend Nick out there in Lumberton, Texas. I wonder what's happening in Texas these days. Only Nick.
She's sounding a lot better. This is only the second time I've been on this net, but I do hear my wife on the XYL net, usually on Saturdays like that, and I hear, Helen and everybody else talking, so I'm usually buried in the background playing with my own radios and whatnot, but not a whole lot going on down here. We're just glad it's Friday. It is about 5:38 p.m. and let me see, I ran calculations for y'all, because I know y'all do Celsius. It's about 21 degrees Celsius here. Fair weather, not too bad. Getting ready for the weekend. I'm actually thinking about heading out and going to some portable hops this weekend at some point. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Saturday, Sunday. Just go out and take my IC705 and some mag loop antennas and some verticals and just experiment around. Other than that, I don't have much else going on. I just wanted to jump in here and make sure I got on the roster. So, with that, I'll turn it back to you, back to Ned there. From Nick down here, and I didn't even mention it, my wife, XYL, K5SGG Stephanie, so I'm sure Helen knows who she is. But yeah, with that, I'll turn it back to Ned, and I hope you'll have a good rest of your night. AB5WX, back to Ned.
ということで、僕もちょっと、最初の状態と一緒ですわ。最初に繋がった時もあんな状態で。ダメでしたけど。はい。一度治ったんですけどね、2回目か3回目繋がった時、治りましたね、とか言うて。はい。昨日のナイトのあれはダメでした。ということで、歯磨きします。JHO UVQJI3BCS。じゃあ、失礼します。ありがとうございました。
คิดว่าไม่น่ามีปัญหานะพี่ปกติบูทีวีใช้ก็ไม่
อ๋อครับปกติครับปกติตอนนี้ผมก็ใช้บูทีวีอย่างที่ตู่เขาบอกลองใช้ดูผมก็ลองใช้นะครับบูทีวีดีซ่า REF 911 X-ray ครับไม่มีปัญหาครับ
might have 3.1 and 4.425. I wonder if we can instill in people the discipline to when they identify to tell where they are on the various radios. You know, like NT588 3.1 or NT588 1.9 or something like that. You know, that would be a help so you know which channel to go looking for on your various radios you carry around with you.
I have heard that before. That's why I said that. I just want to make sure you're aware of that. So it's probably putting too much audio into it. And it sounds like a silent. Donald Burglander, I remember that. I like this show. All right. Well, I say it again. Thanks, Steve. Keep free.
Ayos. Maganda yung setup mo dyan. Malinaw na malinaw. Okay. May kariki paring dyan. Go ahead.
Automatic driving cars had a doctor in it. He was watching a movie on his phone and hit a cop car. Pushed the cop car into two more cop cars. And that doctor's in a bunch of trouble. So you take care. I'll be watching you, but I'm not gonna be bothering you. Take care. AB5RIR, my old buddy in the truck. 85OKE. 73, buddy. KBQFA. Sorry about that. It kind of destroys your ability to see all these things out there into space. That's absolutely for sure. And I do believe, I think it was actually Rock and Roy there that was talking to me. He did tell me there was certain kind of a light pollution eyepieces you can get that kind of counteract the light pollution. But obviously it's a compromise and everything else. But apparently they are there. But of course here in Scotland we can always find a place where there's very little light pollution. And indeed I think we do have what they call the dark sky locations, and I do believe that there are several in Scotland itself that are designated dark sky locations where you can go and you can use whatever equipment you have without being interfered with by light pollution. And of course, a lot of our towns and cities here have these new kind of lights, which are kind of they don't kind of put any kind of light up into the air. It's all kind of down lights. They kind of try and keep the pollution into the sky as little as possible. And it does help, but doesn't take it away altogether. But anyway, Carl, thank you so much for being there, my friend. It really is always a pleasure. And any final comments, Carl, before we move on? We're going to go for a final group of check-ins after yourself. So we'll just pass it back to you for any additional comments before we move on. Carl, back to you, sir.
Yeah, the best sky I've ever seen is I used to do a lot of camping and fishing up in Canada, and I would go up to Algonquin Park in Ontario. This is, also 40 years or so ago. And boy, when I remember being up there and looking up at the sky, and it looked like the Milky Way was painted on there. It was so unbelievably clear. So yeah, that's where I've seen my best skies. Anyway, everybody take care. 73, stay safe, and I'll pass back to Ned. GB0UUB, KB2FX.
Well, thank you so much, Carl. Always a pleasure, and thanks for taking the time to pop in and say hello in the International Radio Network's KB1 Multi-Net. So, folks, that does bring us down to the bottom of the list, and we have been here for 2 hours and 47-8 minutes. And so this is going to be the final call for check-ins. and we've only got 25 on the list. Goodness me. Hey, listen, we've been talking and talking and talking, and that's what it's all about. It's about talking and a wee bit of a rag chew and everything else. But I have to say, folks, with it being in the UK here, it's not far off 10 minutes to midnight. This will be the final list of check-ins, and I'm going to say, like I did last week, it's going to be a kind of more quick-fire round. I said that last week, it didn't kind of work, but we'll do our best. Maybe not do so much rag chewing for the final bunch of check-ins, but hey, listen, we do like to have people checking in and just make sure that you're all okay. So, this is Golf Mike Zero Uniform Bravo, in company with
Mike 7, Hotel Quebec Sierra, Ellen Twin Scott.
And it is Graham here, and we are located in Dunkeld, Central Scotland, your dual control, mid-control operators for the IRN TV1 multi-mode net. We're looking for a final list of check-ins. This is final call, folks. Final call, final call. Please, if you want to get yourselves on the net, you know what to do. Hit your call sign slowly, phonetically, and twice. Please, call now.
This is Romeo Oscar 4 Tango. And Granted is one said they are calling you from South Dakota. So we will be clear after I give you out my call letters. 73s, have a good weekend. Kilo Bravo 0, Romeo Oscar Tango. We are clear. Control, this is Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Whiskey Echo, K040WE.
Lillian from St. John's, Newfoundland.
At Control, this is Kilo Oscar 4, Oscar Whiskey Echo, K040WE, Scott in Memphis. Kilo 2 Delta Yankee, Victor Kilo 2 Delta Yankee. Mike 6, Charlie Mike Golf, and 6 CMG. No traffic, Graham, just calling in.あかんがな。はい、どうも出ました。7J3 ACR、JUS3T がもう。Today I just sinned.
Oscar Tango, just checking in and out. Good to see you there, Ken. Thank you so much, my friend, for being there. There was a couple of stations in the background, right, to check in. It's quite first stepped on. So if you're not on that, not been recognised so far, if you want to get on this final list, and it definitely is the final list, if you want to go on the list, then you know what to do. Just give me your call signs once again, slowly, phonetically, and twice.
04, Golf, Zulu. 04, Golf, Selamat.
Thank you po for checking in with the traffic and also for supporting our morning net. My 73 po, FP2 standby. So after station of Whiskey Hotel 0, Radio. Acknowledge the station of Delta Victor 7, Radio, Alpha Radio. Good morning po and welcome to the net. Any traffic?
Roger, QSL Net Control, good morning. Magandang umaga naman sa lahat ng stations na nakikinig. This is Delta Victor 7 Romeo Alpha Romeo. My name is Lloyd. I'm transmitting here in Dumaguete City, Negros Oriental. I have no traffic. Wishing everyone a happy weekend. 73 and salamat.
Thank you po, Tito Lloyd, for checking in the negative traffic and also for supporting our morning net. My 73 po and Tito standby. So, after the station of Delta Victory 7, Radio Alpha Radio, after the station of Delta Whiskey 4, Julius, Bravo Gold. Good morning po and welcome to the any traffic.
Okay. هذا ايش يا معلم الاف دبليو اس دي تي اكس على الجي واي 1 كل المحطات هاي تثبت فيها هذا بالاحمر.
Weather that we're having, and he will not like it when it turns cold again. But he's kind of a prima donna and slightly spoiled, so we're keeping him warm. But anyway, that's about it for Memphis. I did not even have any charcoal to barbecue with during the power outage. Hi, so I don't know what that's all about.